Hello, 2120 fans, 2120 world. Just Jeannie coming at you, and this is February. February. So it would be ridiculous if I wouldn't do something for Black History. So every day this week, I will give a Black History fact, and my Black History fact would be on good Black facts, good Black, good, good things that Black people did. The good, I only show the good. I'm only show the good, and not only like Black history. I would do now history, cause stuff that we doing now will be history. But if it's great now, I like to acknowledge that too. So if you know somebody doing great with their own, like great is own and shit. Now we need to own. Black people need to own stuff, so we need to own more stuff. So you know people owning doing their thing. Inbox me and I'm down to. I'm down to introduce the world to you the way you should be. So today I decided to start my Black History off with when Black people own when we owned our own bus company. This bus company ended up getting they end up losing this bus company because when we wanted to sit on their bus, then nobody want to ride our bus no more. They want to be on their bus, and then they had to end up closing. But this about it. I'm telling you about it. True facts. It started as a way to get to work. R.J. Reynolds was building a tobacco empire in Winston-Salem. So the jobs were there, but transportation wasn't. At least not for the city's Black residents. Streetcar service went only into white neighborhoods. So in 1914, a contractor converted his Model T into a jitney or small bus, and used it to transport employees. That sound Black. Y'all hear that? That sound Black. Man, you cannot stop Black people. Did you hear what he did? He couldn't get to work. A contractor. Okay, this is how he got it. So in 1914, a contractor converted his Model T into a jitney or a small bus. Black people are so powerful. And just reading this made me think of like our Black owned company. I know we might have a lot of them, but I know of Fitzgerald. And I wouldn't mind interviewing him because that's a nice company and then he kept it on from his folks. And he not only did he keep it on, he made it bigger and better. The party he had was off the chain. I went there, but I seen it through the line. That's my sister friend. Yeah, for his employees. So in 1914, the contractor converted a Model T into a jitney. So they used that to 1926. And that idea had grown into a safe bus company. At one point, said to be the largest owned transportation company in the world. Wow. Black people. The company's success is one reason for that. So in 1935, Broach Marketing, the transit company's ninth anniversary. Its president, C.R. Pebbles, said that Safe Bus was managed with a view to permanency and a justification of the ability of Negroes. They don't even think we're human. Negroes, when given an opportunity to handle affairs of merit and responsibility. The company's Pebbles continue has increased in strength, stature, and ability from year to year. Safe Bus was constantly more successful than Duke Power. That's big. which provided public transportation in white neighborhoods or city coach lines, which took over those routes from Duke in 1955, says Tina Carson, Wilson head of marketing of Winston-Salem Transit Authority. Salem. It also attracted national attention with stories in magazines such as Jet and Ebony. But perhaps most significant, in a time of Rosa Parks, which messed it up. Rosa Parks and the Montgomery bus boycott. Carson Wilkins says it meant our folks didn't have to sit in the back of the bus. Before Safe Bus, there was that first jitney. That was that first jitney. It was such a success that others started operating jitney. See, I'm telling you, when black folks invent stuff, other folks start getting up off the invention. They invented that, and then other folks started operating jitneys, giving them names like Lightning Express and Blue Heaven. By 1926, at least 22 men were operating 35 jitneys. But the lack of licensing, see, they always get us with that paperwork. The lack of licensing, poor roads, and competition for passengers made it risky business. Ashton say, hey y'all, come and say hey officially. Just say hey like this. 2120 fans, Ashton want to say hey.
Hey.
Okay. For passengers made it risky business. So that year, at the urging of city leaders, some of the jitney operators formed Safeway Bus. See, they try to get black people with the license, so that it's more than one way to skin a cat. So they end up getting a bus company. We just gonna go higher. Owned. The operators put up $100,000. Damn, black people. $100,000 for the company, which got its charter that May and hit the streets in June. The 9th anniversary brochure describes the first buses, 35 of a very antiquated type, charging a fare of 5 cents. The company did a lot of things right in those early years, sticking to short, profitable routes. Short, but worth the money. I mean, enough people going that way. For example, and having skilled mechanic repair buses rather than buying new equipment. And it provided a needed service. That's more jobs for black people. Because if it's a black-owned company, we got black drivers, we're going to have black mechanics, everything. I'm saying it affects a lot of people. A lot of people can eat. And that's what we're supposed to do in our community. It provided needed service, getting the city's black we got to go back to this. Getting the city's black residents to work, to school, or downtown to shop. But what many people remember most about Safeway Bus are the smiling faces. Black people. Even still through all that, they still smile. They still won't pray for you. And they're going to still smile. Smiling faces behind the wheel. Because they were getting treated right. We didn't get treated. Find a black bus driver on the metro. That bus out there. I bet you he ain't smiling. Behind the wheel from day one. Carson Wilkins say, drivers wore uniforms and they took their job serious. Because it was ours. Don't you treat your house serious? You would treat it was ours. Even though you might not own it, but it was ours. I bet you they felt that. That's why they say the smile and all that. Many people say that segregation gave birth to the Safeway bus. and integration ended it. Okay, segregation means they separated us, so we had to get our own. But the integration, when we blended in, it's like black people always think if white people got it, it's better. For some reason, if everything they got is better, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing better. It's just a mindset. It's our mindset. It's the same thing. We should stayed in our own. That was our power. We gave it up. Gave it up to sit in the bag. Okay. James Conner came to Safeway Bus in 1967 after serving nearly 10 years in the Army. Hard life, I know back then. He made a career at the company and represented employees as union president during the last year of Safe Bus. But what he most proud of, I never did have an accident. That song, a driver said he never did have an accident. That's something to say. Can somebody, I'll say bus car, I'd had one. Can anybody out there say that? And he was a driver for Safeway and the WSTA for 37 years and 8 months. Priscilla Estella Stevens started driving for Safeway in 1966 and worked at the company until 1972. 1972 was the year before I was born. That was a minute ago. Black people own their own bus company 46 years ago. She later drove for Greyhound until she retired. Stevens has her own place in the history of Safe Bus. She was the company's first. She got her own history in Safeway history, like the history of Safeway, because she was the first female driver. Congratulations, Estella Stevens. Thank you. There were no problems, she say. I always tried to carry myself to where if anybody said anything about me, it would be something good. That's right. That's a good thing. That's a good way to be. She said she always carried herself to where if anybody said anything about me, it would be something good. I don't carry myself like that. Fuck them folks. Okay. When drivers were hired, they were assigned their own route. That meant they got to know their passengers. That's nothing like getting to know people and not to nose all up. You want to go where everybody knows your name. Okay. The regulars didn't want us to take a vacation, Conner says. We knew where they lived. Like the regulars, that means somebody that rides this bus every day. She said the regulars didn't want them to take a vacation because they knew where they lived, and sometimes when they weren't there, when they showed up, they would wait for them. Their relationship. Yeah. And Conner had 2 uncles and a cousin who drove for Safeway. That's what happens, domino effect. And both he and Stevens were passengers long before they were drivers. It was a passenger that Stevens got to know, a driver who became a legend at Safeway, Clark Campbell. Campbell later trained her, and he told her that he was tickled pink when I put in an application to drive. Stevens say, he told me, I'm just pleased with you. You always been special. So this just was like different stuff about like the employees. But Safeway Bus Company ended its long run in 1972. But without once again making history. It became, according to the Washington Post, in 1969, the only black-owned transit system in the country to serve the entire community. That's what it said is documented as. Read that again. Safeway bus ended its long run in 1972, but not without once again making history. It made history again. And it became, according to a Washington Post story from 1969, and it was this the history that they made, that it was the only black-owned transit system in the country to serve the entire community. In 1968, after the years of losing money and a long strike, City Coach Line simply stopped operating in Winston-Salem and drove its buses out of town. So they went on, like, they stopped doing local and just went on the road. So Safeway reported a deficit of $92,000 in 1969. By 1971, the company had discontinued routes and cut hours. It was getting federal and city subsided. But that wasn't enough. After a referendum, the city took over Safeway bus operation in 1972. They wanted that anyway. White folks don't want you to have nothing. Cassandra Green Miller, daughter of Safeway bus president Buster Green, may have explained it best. Many people say that segregation gave birth to Safeway. Safe bus and integration ended it. I said too. It did. But they ain't think all they want to be with the white folks. All we want to be, just be where you at. Including you, man. So that's my first facts about us. We got a lot of good stuff. So again, if you know somebody that's doing something, I would love to do like today stuff. But if not, I'm still gonna come with something every day that we did. We did. We got that music. Like, this is my baby kid. She's from Mobile. So, 2120 fans, thank you. And we did own something. We owned our own bus company. If we would have stayed on the course, you would just listen to me. You ain't doing nothing till you own something. You don't want to work for the white folks. Because they don't play your worth. And they take all your time. The most important part of the day, they take it away from you. But that's it for this. And Just Jeannie will be coming back at you every day with Black History Month. I just call it Black Month. Because it's going to be history of today. I love y'all.